you move into another portal energetic spike moment, that of your eclipse on the 10th of January 2020 at the time of the Wolf full moon. We refer to this eclipse as the Indigo Lunar Eclipse due to influences occurring at this time from astrological, celestial and galactic transits, movements and matrix energy grid codes, creating wave bands, rainbow wave grids within receptive, starseeded humanity. These influences we speak of, which are most in-depth, detailed and fractal, contain that which we refer to as the Indigo Code. This is the code of uprising, revolution, seeds of unrest into seeds of evolution, power and the reclaiming of it, truth vibrations, liberty templates activated, bringing that which has been in shadow into the light. Whilst all eclipses create and hold the energy of the Great Reveal by their very nature, the Indigo Lunar Eclipse on January 10th, 2020 brings with it the consequences of that Great Reveal. Restructuring, shifting, endings and new beginnings. The awareness of the unconscious resolutions created by each and every one of you whenever you move through a rebirthing experience. Your new year was also your new decade, and the spirals of time held many different cycles within them, with the core element at the diamond central structure being that of the 13th Baktun. Within a negative elite agenda, the focus here was an Armageddon program. Not, as it sounds, an ending of all life, but a false creation of natural selection and harvesting of souls, mirroring that which occurs naturally within cosmic rhythm. Within the Armageddon program was the potential for a complete reboot for humanity, with control through one world governmental structure at its core. The timeline holding the Armageddon program, known also as the World War III timeline, was seeded for disintegration in your year of 2012 at the cosmic moment of the 21st of December, the solstice point. At this point, this solstice point in your year of 2012, a new seedling was planted. Thus we speak of a new timeline. This you know as the Ascension timeline, and this holds at its diamond core the abundance and angelic programs surrounded by the supporting liberty template structures. This timeline seeding and the core diamond structure was so far beyond the service to self negatively polarized agenda that all attempts to shift back to the Armageddon World War III timeline have been implemented since. Much was put into place to extend the disintegration of a reality structure that had no potentials for holding form and thus longevity. This is the core reason for the hijacking: to siphon the indigo energy in chaos and filter it into the disintegrating Armageddon World War III timeline in order to continue to prolong the eventuality so that the singularity event would occur, which is that of a one world government. Now this needed to be in place by the time of the reboot of humanity, which is your year of 2020, starting with January 10th, the Indigo Lunar Eclipse. This reboot moment has traces repeating well into your year of 2020 and your entire decade. This decade can be referred to as the Indigo Decade. This is the rising of the phoenix from the ashes that you have been waiting for. Now, the waiting itself, waiting for some grand cosmic solar flash or event, was a twisting and distortion of the program. For even within an abundance angelic ascension timeline, the hijacking has taken place. Just a few tweaks to the absolute truth, and you have distortion of that absolute truth. The negatively polarized elite factions relied upon the Starseed doctrines and codes of honor to be distorted enough to create a chaotic pattern throughout, but not enough for the Starseeds to become aware of the hijacking. Yet many Starseeds remained aware and became aware, and they were able to pass the messages and truths to the others enough to reach critical mass and act as a counterbalance or an antidote to the hijacking. This is that which took place throughout your year of 2019. There were those still waiting for the cosmic event, interpreting all spiritual teachers and conduits as false prophets, and so too were there the minions for the negatively polarized agenda factions who cried, "False prophet, lies, you mislead." And they too did cry, "Cult, cult, cult," enough to plant the seeds of doubt in any would-be trusting starseed that may perchance upon the message at hand. Yet you, starseeds of light, stood strong, and you shared the codices for 0 point and thus the antidote to the waiting. You understood that linear time moves as a vertical or horizontal axis alongside 0 point, cyclical, spiraling time, and the singularity. And you were able to hold fast this structure, enough to steer the ship of Earth continually towards the abundance angelic ascension timeline and activate the Liberty templates. Now, at this eclipse point on the 10th of January 2020 that we call the Indigo Lunar Eclipse, a mini reboot occurs, and as you come out the other side, if you will, on or around the 13th of January, you upload the new codices into the Abundance Angelic Ascension timeline. These new codices are 0 point singularity coded, and the waiting for the event, which was marketed to you, if you will, as the 2012 hoax, is no more. You cannot be lied to, misled, falsified, or cheated. There was no 2012 hoax, and it is only now, as you look back over your last decade, that you can hold the vantage point to see exactly what that cosmic moment was. The new reboot codices hold a diamond core at their singularity point, for it is a spiral timeline, presenting not through the horizontal or vertical, but through the pattern of true evolution. Thus, the disintegration of the inverted matrix structure is complete, and with it, the ending of the Armageddon or World War III timeline. The codex for this is that the red spider is no more. We have spoken of this before, for this has been happening even before your year of 2020. Yet potentials were held in place, remnants of the Armageddon programs through the 2012 hoax and the waiting for an event disempowerment hijacked programs. Only the few, the truly multidimensional, those in fifth strand multi-locational consciousness, will fully understand the significance of the Indigo Lunar Eclipse on January 10th, 2020, and what it means to truly return to 0 point. For it is at this point you enter the most sacred of geometric interstellar time-jumping particles. We speak here of the square, the grand cross that we present as the tetragrammaton. Even our conduit Magenta Pixie knows not yet fully of what we speak of, for we present to her in real time the downloads for the Abundance Angelic Ascension timeline, and surrounding that singularity are the Liberty templates. Real time, as her individual awareness moves in time with cosmic and earth cycles. Downloads are not always precognitive in that sense, even though timelines can be seen, felt, and experienced. This we speak of is Sophia the Beloved, Queen of the Night, Divine Creatrix, and her army of dragons, if you will. Through dragon law, the law of the land, is Sophia's treasure bestowed upon humanity in the form of a singularity of light that is activated 0 point. This is the core of ultimate potential, infinite possibility, and omnipresent supreme divinity. Only through the 0 point field, the Christ, the diamond, the centre of the ring, truth, way, and life that is Christed and Christ, only through this is liberty found. The liberty of paradise, known to you as inner earth, Agartha, Nirvana, or Eden. These heaven realms are paradisical polarity fields, and they are the ultimate antidote to the Armageddon dark matrix, standing in divine opposition, divine polarity. You are thus looking at Armageddon or paradise. These we speak of are not literal. We repeat, they are not literal, and it is time to put away the third-dimensional linear interpretations of the rhymes, fables, mimes, scriptures and stories that have kept you locked within cages of your own making. Now is the time to decode the metaphor and discover the true meanings of the Garden of Eden, the Ark of the Covenant, the 12 tribes of Israel, the Holy Grail, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the buried treasure chest under the sea, the lost city of Atlantis, the spear of destiny, holy flame, the burning bush, the sword of Excalibur, the dragon's egg, flat earth, hollow earth, and paradise. The reboot at the time of the Indigo Lunar Eclipse brings a clear and clean timeline in spiral formation as a singularity vortex field. It is indeed the portal, wormhole, or stargate system that you have been looking your whole life for. We repeat, it is the portal, wormhole, or stargate system that you have been looking your whole life for. Not the date itself, January 10th, 2020, but the rebooted geometric grid that stands as untouched, non-hijacked, pure and clean spiral timeline field. This is the wisdom of Sophia. The Liberty templates, your freedom from oppression, are the dragons. Dragon law is the law of the land, the return to all that is right and good and fair, upheld by the Knights of the Round Table and their King Arthur. Sophia is the Queen of the Night, and thus she is crowned this day as the Queen of Justice. She brings forth the new earth energetic as an indigo crystalline celestial lunar grid. We repeat, she brings forth the new earth energetic as an indigo crystalline celestial lunar grid. The eclipse on the 10th of January 2020 is a reboot and seeding for paradise as the singularity destination of infinite no destination. The eclipse is the sign. It is the synchronicity. It is the catalyst. It is the flag waved for the indigo timeline, the indigo codex, and the indigo revolution of love. The decade you are now in, your 2020 decade, is the indigo revolution made manifest. All you have known within your spiritual path, if you will, is upon you now as the vertical, horizontal axis into sacred cross merges and moves into the spiral galaxical spin. The vortex we speak of holds the infinity diamond at its core. The crystalline code is your field of memory, frozen in ice statue, just as your modern day fairy tales do show you. Everything thus unfolds, for this is heightened awareness, energetic intensity, and genius flow brain activity, flourishing under moon magic. The initiations began towards the end of your year of 2019, within your crystal Stargate Samhain 1111 portal into your flame eclipse portal on the 26th of December 2019. These initiations were taken up in grand number through domino effect, rapid dream walking, collective states of consciousness. Now these initiations move into their fullest expression as the red spider, core of the Armageddon template, falls away into the forgotten memories within the abyss, melted by the radiance of Sol, your sun, and emanations of central suns, ice structures that could hold form no more. This is your prophesied ice age, if you will, all culminations of quests found in the Warrior's Handbook or Book of Fairy Tales. These red spider filaments of the inverted matrix system are replaced by natural flow goddess Sophia, Mother Nature, and this is known as the Paradise Program. The codices for this Paradise Program have been given within this transmission. Those that hold expansion catch the message and understand. Now, as you pass through into the new rebooted vortex field, starting on the 10th of January and holding for an entire decade, you will watch the events unfold. The story has been written, and now the characters simply step onto the pages, and the pre-written story writes itself in real time. There may be times where you think to yourself, is this really the land we have been promised? Is this the new Earth paradise of clear and clean vortex timelines? When all you see is dust, shadows, and crumbling rocks. Yet no, the structures must fall, and there shall be given sanctuary to all those crystal beings who do not want to witness the fallout. The Indigo Warriors, you shall hold the fort and stand in the trenches, as it were, for this is your mission. Yet at the end of a long working day, paradise is always your home. We say to you, step forth now into the receiving of these codices, and we shall prepare our conduits to deliver more sanctuary codes of light to you as you go forward with your year of 2020 and the decade that is to come. The phrase, "the truth is stranger than fiction," will never have felt so true as you walk the path, or should we say, walk the labyrinth. Trust self and trust in Christ as your Christ core diamond solar center. That is 0 point. The key to all things, and unlocks the doors to paradise. This Indigo Lunar Eclipse is thus much significant. There are many teachers who shall speak of these times, and you, who hears and understands our words now in decoded form, you are one of those teachers, and your mission is laid before you. So go forth, children of Gaia, into the indigo manifestations that hold change, shift, transformation, and reconstruction as the core codex flame letters of your coming decade, seeded at the time of the Indigo Lunar Eclipse on the Wolf full moon of January 10th, 2020. We are the white-winged collective consciousness of 9. In this transmission from the white-winged collective consciousness of 9, I, Magenta Pixie, bring forward information specific to utilising the rose gold flame as antidote to 5G, EMFs, chemicals, chemtrails, and similar. The presented template utilises the Schumann resonance, and the technique is alchemical unification. In this book, the 9 discuss synchronicity, discernment skills, and understanding of discordance and disharmony within truth and lightworker communities. They present a workable model of expression, assisting the spiritual explorer in creating a necessary toolkit. This allows the individual to construct a shield, bringing safety, harmony, expansion, and cohesive sovereignty into their own personal reality and their matrix field. I am pleased to present my new short book, The Black Box Program and the Rose Gold Flame as Antidote.